standpoint. Listen to the feminine side. The standpoint. Still listen to the feminine side. The standpoint.
Hello there and welcome to the month of May on the Standpoint. May is Mother's Month on the Standpoint, and we are going to celebrate mothers. And when we talk about mothers, not only those who are biological, but anybody who is in a mothering position as a mother. Today we are celebrating a unique group of people who are marking 60 years of service, the Ghana Fire Service, with a focus on the women. One of them is actually Dogboro, in charge. You know what I mean? And then another one drives. Listen, I'm giving away too much. So please sit back, relax, and let's enjoy it. Let me say thank you to Bri Redra for my skirt. Yeah, this is my t-shirt. When Strong Women Cry, I hope you bought your copy. If you haven't, please. The vendor locations are all over. Please make sure you purchase yours and you read it to get that detox that you need. And then, of course, my earring, my bracelet, all by Twinny Crafts. We are so grateful to them. Makeup by Pensy Beauty Hub. So grateful to them. Of course, my hair by Inshilo. We take a break. When we come back, we meet the firefighters, the female firefighters who are rocking it the best way they know how. We'll be back.
The standpoint. The standpoint.
Fire! Safety! Fire! Safety!
That's right. Clap for yourselves again. You know, there are aspects of our security services that we really downplay, you know, and sometimes we don't give them the desired respect that they deserve. And we do not understand their work. Anytime we get the opportunity, we bash them, but we do not know what happens behind the scenes, what it takes to do the little that we don't appreciate, what it takes for them to do it for us. So today, as I told you during the intro, we are celebrating the fire service, especially the women. You know my bias. Yeah, it's like that. And it's May. We are celebrating mothers anyway. So, Fisla.
Unity!
Fisla.
Unity!
Fisla.
Unity!
Chai, the man there is shouting even louder than the ladies. Fisla.
Unity!
Fisla.
Unity!
Fisla.
Unity!
That's right. I see ladies in the house. Yesterday, we are celebrating the achievements of the Ghana Fire Service, especially the women. On 4th of May, they commemorated the World Firefighters Day and also launched their 60th anniversary. And on the panel, I have some amazing ladies who are representing fire service ladies across the country, across Ghana. But before then, let me acknowledge my sponsors. That's Venap Mineral Water. Venap Mineral Water has the balanced pH levels and all the required minerals that every quality water needs. And it also has very low sodium levels. It's also noted for its charitable projects like sharing love and changing lives. And we also say thank you to Bigo Drinks. Today we have the Rasta Malt by Trillium Ghana. They produce Venap Mineral Water. Thank you to Mrs. Oforipoku and the family. We are grateful to Yap Cleaning Services, Finesse Decor, and of course, Juice Time. And on the panel, as I said, we have these ladies who are going to give us a gist of what actually, this is going to be a taste because it's just 1 hour, because there's a lot more that goes on there. We have Joan Ejay, who is Assistant Divisional Officer, Grade 2, at ADO2. Yes, sir. Public Relations Department, Ghana National Fire Service Headquarters, Accra. You are the one. Okay, nice to have you on the standpoint. And then we have Rita Bafwa Koto, leading firewoman and tender driver. I salute that one. And then we have Owusua Ado, Assistant Divisional Officer Grade 1 and member of the Operations Officer Ghana National Fire Service. This one, she commands, you know, she has people under her, both the men and the women. Aho! 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 I am Bafi. What?
We don't take cover.
The bravest.
We don't take cover.
The bravest.
We don't take cover.
Arrest.
Away, away, away.
Chai, away. They run, but you don't take cover, you go in there. I like you, sister. Please, can you give me 5? Can you give me 5? There you go. I like women like that. Okay, so welcome to the Standpoint and congratulations to all of you for the great work you do for us. We only see the negatives, but I should be the one to understand when it talks about people remembering your negatives and not celebrating you. So we appreciate you for coming. And today we take the opportunity to celebrate it, but we need to know a bit more about what you do. So let me start with Madam Piaro.
Yes, madam.
Ghana Fire Service. All we know is that you put out fire.
Yes.
Is that all you do?
No, please. So, Ghana National Fire Service, it is not your fault that all you know is that we put out fires, because the act that first established us gave us only that mandate. But as the years went by, the mandate was reviewed to cover a wider spectrum of activities that we undertake as firefighters. So we do rescue. So yes, we carry out a lot of rescue aside the firefighting. We do road traffic collision. So we do extrication when there's an accident. And
road safety.
Road traffic collision. It means that when there's an accident on the road, the firefighter is called in. And we have the tools and the skills to extricate. If we say we extricate, we cut the cars and we remove the trapped victims before we hand them over either to the ambulance service or whatever agency may be available at the time who is able to carry on from where we would leave off or where we have left off. So that is one of our mandates. We also attend to building collapses. When there's a building collapse, the firefighter is called in to help in rescue efforts. Also, we rescue from height and death. So when somebody falls into a well, we have the equipment and we have the expertise to go into the well and rescue the people alive, hopefully, if we are called in promptly.
Right.
Yes, and somebody climbs, for instance, a high tension pole and refuses to come down. We have the expertise to help bring the person down from high-rise buildings, and basically all life-threatening situations we come in to assist.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yes, please.
And the women are involved in there.
Very much so.
Everything.
Very much so. Let me start by saying that when we go to the fire academy and training school where we are trained, the women are not giving a different training from the men. We are all giving the same training. Whatever the men do, we do some. Yes, and so we pass out together or we graduate together. So whatever skills they have acquired. So the fundamental thing is that every person who comes out of the fire academy and training school for the purposes of becoming a firefighter has the same skills. Yes, so we do basically what the men also do. So women in fire service in uniform are firefighters and are trained for every other job for which the fire service is established or is in existence.
Amazing. But something crossed my mind. Let me ask you, do you have a psychologist that works with the firefighters?
Yes, we have counseling units. We have counseling units. We have replicated in all the regions now, such that if you have issues, you can access their services.
You know why I asked you?
No, please.
Because we bash you a lot.
Yes.
There's a lot of attack on the Ghana Fire Service.
We are aware of it. And
sometimes when I don't know, when you are in uniform, the comments that people pass. I've heard people pass such comments, to fire officers walking by, or when we are at a place, even on social media, some of the things they say. And you are human beings. and it gets to you. That's why I asked, whether you have, psychologists working with you, because everybody needs that.
Definitely, you are right. Sometimes it really gets to us.
Yeah.
Even though as part of our training we are psyched. We are psyched. You see, we work with human beings, and we are called in when the situation is already happening.
Yeah.
And so we understand to a large extent the behavior of somebody who is in distress.
Yeah.
And so we do not really
We'll
worry
get to
too
the
much.
educational aspect of it. Most
Yes.
of the time, it's not the people who are in distress, it's the passers-by and those who are standing watching anyway.
Yes.
But let me go to the madam. Every time they say that the firefighters, when they go out, especially to put out fire, is the men who go, men man on the extra, and you do what? You drive, you.
Yes, I'm a driver, a pump operator.
A driver and a pump operator.
Yes, I operate the pump.
You drive the tender.
Yes.
The big ones.
Yes, please.
Why did you decide to take on that?
Oh, growing up, I wanted to be a pilot.
Okay.
But due to my mom background, I couldn't make it.
Right.
So I tend to be a driver. I was with Metro Mass as a conductor.
Okay.
Later on, I moved to be a driver
Okay.
and moved to Lady Bell Logistics. We drive a fuel tanker. So
okay. So
I
you
wanted
driven a fuel tanker
yes,
before?
at Takrady.
Takrady, okay.
I wanted to be a uniform personnel, so I chose to come to fire service to be a driver.
So it's the driving that brought you to
Yes,
fire
please.
service.
Yes.
The ladies watching, sometimes I keep telling you that when a door is not opening, sometimes you just need to go through the window or the next door that will bring you back to where you want to go. She wanted to be a uniform person. Maybe she's gone on with, she's gone there with qualification from school or whatever it is. Maybe, but driving, that skill, we talk about skills training, and that skill is what has ended her where she is. And I'm sure you are admired by many. Are you the only person, female, who drives there?
No.
There are quite a number of you.
Yeah, we are 3 and 2 are driving pickups.
3 are driving, 2 are driving pickups, and then you drive the tender.
Yes,
so
please.
You are based in Accra.
Yes, at the national headquarters.
National headquarters.
Yes,
when a call comes, and then they say they need fire, and how do you prepare?
Well, I'm ever ready because it's an emergency response team.
Okay.
So whenever the duty call, we are ever ready to
jump
attend.
there, then you
Yes,
go.
and drive my men to the fire scene to fight the fire at any time the duty calls.
Aren't you afraid?
No, I'm not afraid.
But are you happy doing what you do?
Yes, I'm very happy.
How long have you been doing this?
I think 14 years.
14 years.
But in fire service, only 5 years.
Okay. 5 years not only you. 5 years is not only. I know compared to 14. I mean, 5 years is not only. But you've been doing this for 5 years.
Yes.
That's amazing, madam. How long have you been in the service?
I'm getting to 6 years.
Getting to 6
Yes.
years. Okay. What made you join the fire service?
To be honest, I joined because of unemployment.
Okay.
But when I joined in, I developed a lot of passion, great passion, because you realize that this is an institution where you get to help people. You understand humanity. You get to realize that people don't understand you, but you still have to help them. So I just developed passion, so much passion for the job, and I've been doing my best since.
Did you have the opportunity to go on the field, or you've been in the administrative position?
I've always been on the field since I started.
Okay,
yes.
sorry. Okay. So your position, what do you do?
I'm
You
an
are
officer in
commanding
charge,
officer.
yes.
Officer in charge.
Yes,
Okay.
an officer in charge of a crew. So we always attend incidents, and I have to see to it that the work is done. So should there be a problem, I'll be the one to be called.
Okay.
I'll be the one to be held responsible. So everything which goes on the ground is based on my command. So
Awesome. Okay. So when there's a fire, they call you, get there, say they pull the thing, spray, got point here. You are the one who does it.
Yes. It's interesting.
Big things come in small packages.
I know, right? Don't mind the body.
No, I don't mind the body. Don't mind the body. It's what you can do, from within.
This reminds me of an incident where someone told me, I was like, so you're the small girl, what can you do for me? And then I told her, fire service in particular is a security service.
Yes.
But they take small size people because of the rescue issues she spoke about. There are some circumstances in which big people can't really penetrate through. Yes. So you have a smaller person who is killed and has the strength and the capability to do that. So a very small opening, you push someone as big as me through and then the work is done and everybody is fine. So we don't really look at the size, but the ability of the individual.
At what position did you go in?
As a senior officer.
You went straight as a senior?
Yes.
What qualification?
BA Psychology and Linguistics.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. So you went in straight but then, as usual, seeing your size and all that, and then senior officer, now you become officer in charge. Yes. How is it? Their reactions when you're giving them command.
I always say that respect is reciprocal.
Yeah.
Once you give people respect, they would automatically respond to it. And when work must be done, put all friendliness aside. Fire service, our work is more like a teamwork. You don't expect to mistreat someone and then have the person comply to everything you say. On the set, whilst we are working, we are a team. So we are more like a family.
Right.
We know that this person is responsible for this. This training must be done. In the mornings, everyone knows, we have what we call the riding. Right. Everyone knows the riding position. We know that we have to do this, we have to do that. Yes, every now and then, maybe you might get 1 or 2 challenges, but you know how to resolve it because there are people you always work with, so you know how to handle everyone. And when you mentioned if we have psychologists, I was very happy about it because when you have a psychology background, it helps you appreciate the people you are working with. People claim we read minds. We don't read minds, but you appreciate the people you are because you get to study them individually, and then you realize that if I handle this person in this way, we'll get the results we need. If I push this person here, we'll get the results we need, and at the end of the day, everything is done perfectly.
When you are leaving home every day, what kind of prayer do you say?
I ask God for protection. Take us, bring us back safely.
Is fire fighting a dangerous job?
Very. Very dangerous and scary sometimes. I'll give you an instance. I remember the very first accident I attended. I always talk about it. And we were about knocking off around, I think 5:36 thereabout. We were called for an accident, and when we got there, the head was off. You can imagine seeing something like this and then having...
That was your first time?
It was my very first time. It was scary. You go back home and you have this stench in your head. It stays with you for some time, and you have to battle it and encourage your men to battle it too. Because they're also going through the same psychological trauma. So it's terrible. But at the end of the day, you sit down and you're like, hey, I'm so proud of myself. I've done this and I've come out so well. So it keeps you going. Anytime you're called for an incident, you're like, I've done this before, I can do it again. And every incident is peculiar. So you come out and you realize that, hey, I've done this, I've done well. You're called again, you go back, and you're always successful. It keeps you going. And being able to help people, whichever stage they find themselves in, keeps you going.
Right. Let me take a break. When we come back, we'll share some more experiences on being on the field. And I'm sure we'll get the opportunity for some of the ladies in the audience to share their experiences as well. You're watching The Standpoint again. Let me say thank you to Bridredra for my skirt, the batik tie and dye. It's by Yekoa tie dye. Thank you so much to her. My beads by an earring by Twinny Crafts. Hair by Inshilo GH and makeup by Pensy Beauty Hub. We'll be back.
The Standpoint. The Standpoint.
Welcome back to the Standpoint. I'm really enjoying the company of my fire service ladies and gentlemen as well. Now, hey, I see some sister be the interview. Please, you are new, eh? Are you new? The one in t-shirt, are you new or you are old? You are new, eh? You are homo like, okay. And you too, you are new, eh? You also, you are new, okay. So you are learning, eh? Do they homo you? Do they bully you? Okay. Do they bully you? Okay, so we are celebrating ladies in the fire service. And again, I have Joan AJ, who's Assistant Divisional Officer, grade 2, that's ADO2. She's with the Public Relations Department, Ghana National Fire Service Headquarters, Accra, and that's her in white. And then next to her is Rita Bafuakoto, leading firewoman and tender driver, Ghana, and that's on my extreme left. And seated right next to me is Owusua Adade, Assistant Divisional Officer, grade 1, and member of the Operations Officer, Ghana National Fire Service. And then, of course, we have the ladies and gentlemen from the Ghana Fire Service in the audience. Aho! 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 And the other one, brave. The bravest.
We don't take cover.
The bravest.
We don't take cover.
The bravest.
We don't take cover.
The rest.
Away, away, away.
When we went for the break, you know, I wanted Owusua to take the drink, and she said, "Oh, I'm in my cup, so I can't take it." What are some of the rules and regulations guarding, you know, a fire service officer?
Fire service is a paramilitary organization, and because of what we do, we need a lot of discipline. You would agree with me that to begin with, if there's a fire outbreak and everybody is running away from the fire, and you are running towards the fire, then you would ask that, what is making this person run towards the fire? She is also flesh and blood. He is also flesh and blood. So why is she running towards the fire when others are running, you know, away? So it is the amount of discipline that they instill in us at the Fire Academy and Training School pertaining to our job. So there are certain things. We are uniform people, and we always have to remain uniform people. That uniformity is very important to our job. Madam spoke about teamwork.
Right.
Very important.
Right.
These are the things that make us see each other or ourselves as a team. And so there are a lot of do's and don'ts, so that you don't decide for yourself, you know, at certain points in time, because you are under the command of one single person.
Right.
And the only voice you have to listen to at a particular point in time is that person. So we can't appear at a function where somebody is wearing her beret, somebody else is doing something else, and all. It doesn't augur well.
Okay.
Yes, so
There
for
must be
discipline.
some
And,
discipline.
you know, by extension, the job we do. Yes.
Okay. So what has been your most memorable experience getting into the Ghana Fire Service? Or your work has always been administrative? Or you've been on the field too before?
Not really, not the same way as she has been, but I have also been with the operations department for some time. In fact, I've worked with operations for close to 9 years before coming to the administrative. So even though I don't fight fires directly, I was in the washroom, so I would receive fire calls. And one of the memorable experiences I would want to talk about is whilst in the washroom, how people, when they are in distress, how they appear. You know, so there are many ways by which fire calls are reported. One of them is running call. So you are at the station and you see somebody running towards you. So one time we were at the station and somebody was running towards us, shouting, "Me fear issue, me fear issue." And when we went out to watch, the person was coming to the station virtually naked. Virtually naked. And you'd realize that the person didn't mind how he was coming out. His house was on fire, and that was the possible way, the best way he could come out, you know, for his from his room to come and report the fire. It tells us that what we've been talking all the time about, that fire, when it happens, does not give you any time. It doesn't give you any respite. we should always be mindful.
Yeah.
So that has been one of my memorable experiences, and I would want other people to learn from it, that these things they don't give us any opportunity to even, you leave yourself. It's as if you don't even know what is happening. You are only thinking about what is happening at the moment. So that's why we all have to take this issue of fire safety very, very seriously.
So that's a question I was going to ask, Owusi. The role adrenaline play in your, because for example, for what I do, sometimes I jump in because of the passion. I jump in or fighting for somebody, go to defense, and then later on I said back that, hey, so this thing that I did, what if this has happened to me? What if the benefit of hindsight and reflecting, know that the adrenaline pushed you to do something that the normal mind would not do.
Yes, so like I said earlier, every fire incident is peculiar. Every accident is peculiar. But there are some instances where you may not be wearing the appropriate boots. We have to wear safety boots, but due to certain circumstances, you may not have that at the moment. And you just run into an incident where there are nails, there's electricity, just to carry out your duties. There are times when you expect the lights to be turned off and it's still on, but due to the intensity of the fire, you just have to use your own means to get it off. And without that adrenaline, you can't do it, because things are getting damaged. Lives may be destroyed, or probably are being destroyed, and you just have to do something about it. So the adrenaline is always pushing you to ensure that the work is being done. Our job is such that without adrenaline or without passion, I always prefer the word passion. Without passion, you won't be effective, because you need that passion to push you to do what you have to do. Lives are perishing, property is being destroyed. Without the passion, you just watch them like a descali and just move on. But once the passion is there, you'd always carry out your duties as and when.
Okay. Rita, what's been one of your most memorable incidents? You drove there, you got there, you said, Oba ne kasa we no. Say Oba no can we there, what will happen?
We went to a distress fire call at Galilea Market.
Okay.
And the market women were saying, Oma chadodo. They tried to beat our men. So when they see that I was the driver, they started talking, hey, Oba! Oh, it's very nice, very nice. They couldn't do us anything. And
so sometimes you get attacked.
Yes.
You go to put a fire and they attack you. For 9 years. No, you for 5 years.
5 years in fire, for 14 years on the food.
Joan is the 9 years.
For 9 years.
Over 9 years.
Operations for
9 years.
Yeah, for close to 7 years.
You've talked about some of the excitements and achievements and, getting results. But what are some of the core challenges you face, especially the females?
I can't talk about the challenges females face without talking about the general challenges that fire service faces.
That's fine.
One challenge we face is our health issues. The firefighting profession. The firefighting profession is a very dangerous one. I won't mince words. Everything is at us. The fire tunic you see us wear is not entirely, protective of everything that comes at us. Smoke manages to enter our body. Heat enters our body. You come face to face with flame, and they do different things to your body. We know that when somebody is smoking, for some time, you go to the hospital, you stop smoking because you damage your organs.
And it's even more dangerous.
You see, but a firefighter, the quantum of smoke that somebody takes by smoking cigarettes in a day, you can't compare it to the quantum of smoke somebody inhales when he attends one fire incident.
Wow.
Besides, when you are smoking cigarettes, you know exactly what you are smoking, the combination of it. But when there's a fire outbreak in somebody's room, somebody's warehouse, when the chemical is on fire, do you know the combination of things there in the first place? And when it's on fire, the nature of the smoke that comes out, what it does to your body, you don't even know. So health is a challenge. Health is a challenge. That is one of the other challenges we have. Then one other challenge we have is non-adherence to our fire safety, messages. You can save us. You can save us from all these health challenges if you could do these little things that we tell you to do, because the fires won't happen in the first place, let alone us going for smoke to be entering our body and heat to be, So these are but a few. I'm sure my madam will add more.
Yes.
When
we take about you, a mother. You are a mother. You have nieces. You have nephews. I'm not. When you're a mother, you have people around you who look up to you.
Yeah.
You mother them.
Yes.
You are a mother. You're also a mother. Okay. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at every time you go through these things, and I'm sure sometimes you get sick through what you go through. What goes through your mind as a mother, and the education we need to give to mothers to prevent fire, since we are celebrating Mother's Month. And of course, we'll get to talk to some of the ladies here for them to share the experiences, first-time experience, what they think, what made them go in and why they are still in there, or they want to run away. We'll be back.
The Standpoint. The Standpoint.
Aho! 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 The bravest!
We don't take cover.
The bravest!
We don't take cover.
The bravest!
We don't take cover. The rest. Away, away, away.
No. Start with one, the fire service lady. Fisla!
Unity.
Fisla!
Unity.
Fisla!
Unity.
Chobwe! Chobwe! Chobwe!
Hey.
Now let me go to the audience and speak to some of the ladies in there. Now, no, I'll start with you. With your red. Yeah. Please, what's your name?
I'm recruit firewoman, Dorcas Bannerman.
Recruit firewoman. Yes. So that means you are fresh.
Yes, madam.
How long have you been?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Say, fresh. Fresh. Wow. How does it feel like to be a firewoman?
It feels good because some of us, we had a passion for the job before we joined.
Okay.
And since we are in for the first time as freshers, we know we'll be here to learn more, so we are good. Me, for instance,
How
I'm
was
very,
the feeling like the first day you wore the uniform and entered there?
Even the camel car, you couldn't even sleep. We were just watching the camel star. We were even ready to get it. So when you got it, we are happy.
Oh.
So we are happy to join it.
All right. How long was your training period?
6 months.
6 months. Wow. Okay. But you're happy. What were you doing before you went into the fire?
I'm a seamstress.
The seamstress. Oh, okay. But you can still do the sewing on the side.
Small.
Small. That's the spirit now. Okay, pass it on to. Yeah. Aho! Aho! Aha, that's my action woman.
I'm ADO1 Leticia Cardini.
Yes.
I've been in the fire service for 32 years now.
You are kidding me. Wow. Maminu Musio. 32 years. Wow.
The fire service, we always say that the best way to fight fire is to prevent the fire from happening. The reason being that anytime fire occurs and then we are called upon, maybe by the time we get there, everything will have been destroyed, including lives.
Right.
And in Ghana here, people prioritize security over safety.
Yeah.
But you see, maximum security without
Security
safety,
over safety.
maximum security without safety is no security. So in as much as we think about security, we have to also think about fire safety. And because of that, when we barricade our homes, thinking about the thief, we don't think about safety. Thinking so that in case of an emergency, where we escape through. So all we do is to think about safety, then we barricade. We can barricade all right to protect ourselves, but we have to do it by doing it the collapsible way, so that anytime there's an emergency, either by and the key, so that when there's an emergency, we can open through that Because if you barricade everywhere and the fire starts from your door, you cannot escape.
Yeah.
You will see that death is coming. There's no way you can escape. But when you do it, the collapsible type, and then there's fire, you can easily escape. And most of the times, people say that we go to the fire scene without bringing water. And these questions, I go to the field to educate as a safety officer. Anytime you go, people keep asking this question, and it is something they have said over and over. And as a perception, you know, when something is false and people say it over time, it becomes the truth. And so everybody has taken it as the truth. So anywhere you go, they say, ask for that. When you ask them, they said, oh, somebody told me. Some people even say, oh, I was there. And when you begin to ask them, then they don't even have anything to say. Some people will say, I was there. And when they say, oh, when you call the fire service, they didn't even come. When you ask them which number they call, they cannot even tell you. So the fire service,
sometimes when you hear you see the tender passing, or sometimes we have to make when the people say, so water in it as you go.
They say all these things. So
but do you sometimes turn up without water?
No, not at all. It has never happened.
Maybe pressure.
No, it has never happened. The reason is, even the broken down fire tender packed at the fire station is filled with water. What we do is we have routine duties as we come in. When you come in, the first thing you do, the crew that you are coming to take over, you have to do routine checkups. So you check oil, you check the water level and everything before you take over. And when you see the fire tender at the fire ground, within some short period and that you say they are going, when the fire is well alighted, when you say a fire is well alighted, it means the fire is big. And when they get to the fire scene, the first tender that is gone, normally when we get to the scene and the fire is big, we call pump 2. Pump 2 means you call for additional assistance. And when the second tender comes, what they do is they will not also come and fight the fire, because like my colleague was saying, we are a disciplined service. When they come, the first tender that has assumed command, they will discharge the water for those ones to be fighting the fire, then they will return. So when the public see the fire tender that has just arrived and is leaving again, then they begin to say, we have gone to the fire scene with that water.
I
that
get
has
you
never
now. I
been
totally understand. Oh, okay. So you just give the water and then you return empty. That's when
you return empty, so that you go and yes, to replenish and come. Well, you are going for another water. We call it And so when the public see, because they don't understand what we do, then they will begin to accuse us. Sometimes they even say, when we get to the fire scene, they've seen that we are not even fighting the fire. We are putting the water somewhere. The reason is, if this building is on fire and we get to the scene, the next adjoining building that is not on fire, this building is already on fire. What we do is we try to confine the fire by protecting the adjoining building. So we cool that building so that the fire will not extend to that building. Because of that, the public who do not understand our operations will begin to shout. They came to the fire and they are not fighting the fire. They've seen them doing otherwise. Katamante fire was an example where a bank was closer to the fire and they begin to protect the fire, and the people begin to shout that they came and they were just wasting the water without fighting the fire. So this is what we go through every day.
No cool anywhere. Well done. Thank you so much for sharing. You see, it's good I went to the audience, to get that. So thank you so much. So in conclusion, as I said, I want you to give us some education, especially for mothers, how we deal with it, especially in the kitchen and, sometimes you go and they leave the iron on. And with the, please, I leave it to you, please, educate us.
I would start by talking about an incident I attended.
Right.
It was the building of a teacher who was about retiring.
Okay.
He had built a 7-chamber and hall structure, and 3- and 4-year-old children were playing in a room, and then they struck a mattress and then left it on the mattress. The whole building got bent. And there was absolutely nothing anyone could do about it. As soon as you touch the wall, it falls. Ooh. It was very serious. Mattress is such that it really burns very fast and it's very difficult to extinguish. So with our mothers, we will plead with you. Keep the matchsticks at places where the children can't gain access to. always ensure that electrical gadgets have been turned off. Your gas cylinders should always be off. Ensure you don't put stones on them. If you have a problem with your gas cylinder, please take it to the necessary places. Put stones on the gas cylinders. You know, sometimes people think, oh, by putting a stone on the gas cylinder, nothing will happen. But the gas still leaks. Let me tell you about an investigation. This wasn't a fire, it was an investigation. So the kitchen was a very small place, and then this time around the gas cylinder was left on, and the stove was also on, the burner was also on, and they left it overnight. The house help went into the kitchen early in the morning. She didn't strike the matches. She just turned the light on. She was gone. So ensure your cylinders are off, ensure your burners are off, ensure your lights don't have problems, just so you don't kill yourselves and your children. This woman had to endure a whole lot of family pressure because she had brought in someone's child, and this child died just like that, out of ignorance. You know, so let's all be careful.
My cylinder is outside. Oh, I don't know. I love it. My cylinder is outside I put it outside the house.
Yes.
So the outside the kitchen, behind the kitchen, you know, wall. That's what outside. But as you just said, I just remember that it's near the generator.
That's dangerous. You know, we always advise people to put it outside. There are, aside putting it outside, there are various ways of storing the gas cylinder itself. There are some people who actually dig places in their homes, and then they keep it there for it to be in a cool place. You always have to ensure that the place is airy, so that should anything happen, the gas will just be taken off by the air, so that you'll be safe. So keep your gas cylinder outside, which is the best, but in a very conducive environment.
Hey, after this, I'm just calling her. She just move it. It just occurred to me that it's near the generator
it's
because
dangerous.
of, you know, the light. I mean, I'm just wondering how a light could just spark, you know, fire. Wow.
You know, and there are times what made this woman's case serious is there was no fire, but there was an explosion. There was an explosion. That was what caused the girl's death.
They would read all sorts of meaning to it.
Telling you, it wasn't an easy situation.
How can, you know, how would you explain that the light caused an explosion?
It was terrible.
It won't make sense to most people.
But being a professional,
You would,
just
yes,
know.
but family people, they may
It was exactly what was being said.
Madam Joanne.
Yes, Madam. Auntie Gifty.
What other education would you like to give to mothers?
Thank you very much. Before I go into fire safety, I just want to talk a bit about the firefighter woman. You know, a lot of times people wonder why the fire service even takes women. But I'm sure by, you know,
From today,
listening to my colleagues, you would realize that after all, it is not sebi yanko school.
No.
Yanko school. It will interest you to know that the current management we have, Ghana National Fire Service, 14 directors, about 7 or 8 of them are female.
Wow.
Yes. And in fire service, there's no limit. Once you can do it, nobody restricts you. So every opportunity is given to you as a woman to explore. You can go all the way to the top. Nobody is stopping you. So the firefighter is as free
to see a female chief becoming the chief firefighter.
I don't think that it's far-fetched. It's not. It is possible.
Amen to
It
that.
is possible.
I'm waiting to see
It is possible if we are featuring at such, you know, high levels of management, and that's the directors are the highest level, you know, decision-making body of the fire service. And so if we are represented like that there, then it tells you that the Ghana National Fire Service is very, very concerned about inclusivity and also the role of women. We also champion a lot of this fire safety education that you hear. Our market teams are led by these women, us, because we think that the women are homemakers. They are found on the market.
You don't think you
Yes,
know?
we know.
Yes.
Yes, that they are the homemakers. They are found on the market, and our men are a bit, serious with work. And so we do, all the rest. And so when we talk to them as women, they listen to us. Right. And so we have that strong role. Aside the core firefighting, we do that, and we are also into the management, administrative management of the service. And so in case you are wondering, from today, please don't wonder. Yes. And, no qualification is too much. Fire service is we are the elite.
You are the bravest.
I tell you, no qualification is too much for fire service.
Yeah.
Everything fire is scientific.
Yeah.
Everything fire, you have to read. If you don't read, your life as a firefighter is in danger. We write exams for promotion. We do interviews for promotion. So you understand what I'm talking about. Yes. So if you're a woman in fire service, don't let anybody belittle you. And for those who are listening to me, who are ladies who want to join the fire service, please come. No qualification is too much. Okay? Yes. Yeah. So let me go into, having said that, let me give you some education. When we talk about, Madam has spoken about gas. So we are talking about how to store the gas, how to use it. And we're also talking about the your tube, the one that connects your gas cylinder to your burner. Right. It's very important. Sometimes when you use it over time, or depend on how you use it, there are little holes that come on the tube, and the gas leaks through those holes. And so we advise that when you use it for some time, just run soapy water along the tube. Okay. When you see it foaming, then it tells you that it's time for you to change your tube. Okay. Candles. When there's light out, you want to use candles. I would say that now we have this chargeable lamps. So you can charge them when there's electricity, and then when the powers are off, then you use them. But some of us are still, we still want to use the candles. If you want to use it, please, we advise that put them in a ceramic bowl and put some water around it, and make sure that when you are going to sleep, you put them off. Even if you are not able to do so, when they burn and they get to the bottom of the they will go off by themselves. So mosquito coils are also. So we also advise that if you must use them, put them on ceramic plates, so that when they burn and they are the last coil, it would die down by itself. So those are a few tips that I would like to give.
Thank you so much. This has been very, very educational. But Madam, what do you have to say to young people who want to get into the professional, who think they've been to school, so they have to do office work, how to get their hands dirty? For me, my interest is you getting in there with your driving skills or qualification, and now this is what you do.
Okay. Most of female think driving is being dominated by men, but never true. What they desire for, they should pick up and do what will bring them to public attention, to know that they can do better.
Right.
So what do I have to say?
Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. All right.
One thing we usually don't pay attention to is cobwebs. And it aids in spreading fire.
Really?
Yes.
Cobwebs?
Yes, cobwebs. So people should pay attention to the cleaning of their homes, because it's very serious.
Okay. Okay. So get rid of cobwebs. Today, I don't know about you. Me, I've learned a lot. Yes. I brought them here to celebrate them, but they came to educate me, and I believe that you are educated as well. So congratulations to you. We are proud of what you're doing. In fact, on behalf of especially all women who have frustrated you, laughed at you, said negative things, we apologize. We are sorry.
And we are 60 years old. We haven't spoken about it.
Yes, 60.
Ghana National Fire Service is 60 years old.
This year.
It tells you that we've been doing the saving lives and property for 60 years.
So to celebrate you, my sponsors, Vena Mineral Water, is giving each one of you a pack of Vena Mineral Water, and then the drinks, the Bigo drinks, each one of you will get one, and then Geisha and Pepsodent, and then so each one of you, and listening to Madame's story, 32 years. We want to celebrate her, so she will also get her part. And then Geisha is giving you this pack from Unilever. So this is what it is. It's in there. Each one of you. It smells nice, though. It smells really nice. So each one of you will get this. And then my sponsor, Twinny Crafts, since you want to steal, this is yours. This is also yours.
Thank you.
And then yours. And then give it to Madame. Give it to her too.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Thank you.
And we also have, you know, we are giving you boxes of Vitamilk. That one you share with everybody. You know, if you're Vitamilk, we could bring the, you know, we'll give you 3 boxes of Vitamilk, so you share with them. But this one, the rest is for you. If you decide to give them, fine. But if you decide don't give them, don't give them. All right. We really do appreciate you so much. And we say God bless you. We pray God keeps on protecting you. So we celebrate you. We wish you well. And we hope that this collaboration will go on, you know, for some time, you know, to come. You know, because we know we didn't even talk about the office and fire tenders and all that. Well, hopefully we'll get the opportunity to talk about that as well. Thank you so much and God bless you. Aho! 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 The bravest!
We don't take cover.
The bravest!
We don't take cover.
The bravest!
We don't take cover.
The rest!
Away, away, away.
The rest!
Away, away, away.
The rest!
Away, away, away.
Sometimes all it takes is to be a woman. That's all it takes. To be a woman. And you get it left, right, center, north, east, west, south, wherever center. The attacks may come. But you know what, my dear woman? Don't get distracted. Don't lose focus. Stay true to who you are. Stand. Yes, it won't be easy. You will have the scars. Like this beautiful and talented musician says, if scars were to show on our faces, if everything we've been through, we are going through are to show on our faces. But thank God for how he just created us as human beings. So yes, the scars will be there, but you'll make it. How much do you want it? Keep going, one day at a time. And remember, there's nothing that is too low or too high or too medium for you, so long as you apply some dignity, some honesty, some passion, some respect to it. You'll be amazed how you can influence, how you can impact, how powerful you'll become. Sometimes you are pushed to the situation, but work with it. Wherever you find yourself, I repeat, shine. Even if you are uncomfortable there, find something to showcase. You will make it. Don't worry. You will make it. It will take time. It will take sacrifices. It will take tears. Keep going. I'm cheering you on, just as I know you are cheering me on. It is possible. It is well. It will be well. It will be well. That thing they're using against you, that thing that is fighting against you, God can turn it around to work for you. One day, I'll tell you a story. Actually working on a book, apart from When Strong Women Cry, which is out there, and I hope you've got your copy. I'm working on a book on the Black Chalwoti, the story of the late bloomer and her daughter. Something that was supposed to work against me was that thing that protected my baby. But that's a story for another day. I remain a woman with super crazy faith in God. I know God has given us wisdom, and we must apply it all the time. I believe in you. Stay the course. Keep fighting. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Bye for now.